facts. I shouldn't have done that. That was a rough one there.
So I'm looking at the title text for Deep Blue Sea 1, and it's kind of blocky. It's white with a black drop shadow to it, but it looks just cleaner than the one for 3. 3, it kind of looks like a continue screen on an arcade game. Where, like, the 3's going to flash into 3, 2, 1, time's up.
And it's a bummer because, Mark, you've pointed out the special effects work is really well done. When she's interacting with that shark, it's not like they try to hide it in a dark alcove around a corner to, like, do little cheats and everything. There's a lot of water being reflected right then and there. There's a lot they have to contend with, and they're not pulling punches with how good a shark they pull off here. So you would think that they would do something a little bit more with that title.
Yeah,
absolutely. And I gotta admit something to all of y'all. I love the word alcove.
Just from in Bruges.
It's a good word, right?
Yeah, great word. I used to canoe a lot in Florida amongst the mangroves. So many alcoves.
Another good word. The mangrove alcove?
Mangrove, mangrove alcove? I felt really weird saying that, the mangrove alcove. That sounds like a
song.
It's like a Simon and Garfunkel song, maybe.
Hello, mangrove, my old friend.
Alcove.
Yeah, just keep saying alcove out of nowhere. Alcove.
Alcove.
I've been paddling
alcove
around you all day.
Alcove. So Nick, how happy were you when they named New Orleans in this?
I put a smile on my face.
Did it
I was
fist
like,
in the air?
It put a smile, but then I'm like, oh, she's right. That city is just 2 away from a not good time. Literally 2 hurricanes away from it's in trouble. I mean, I can't remember the exact total, but it is a city underwater. It is way below sea level. Having lived there, you wouldn't think it. But then when you actually go around the levees and you check out and you're on the banks of the Mississippi and everything, you're like, oh no, this could go very wrong very quickly. No matter how much, machinery and other things and design and engineering you put in place, if it wants to happen, it's going to happen. I hope it doesn't. It's one of the most beautiful, magical places on earth. But it's always a fear in the back of your mind of like, oh, this is pretty serious. It could get bad.
I used to do comic conventions in New Orleans. It was actually the first one I ever, so they had one in Atlanta. I showed up, and then they're like, okay, you're going to New Orleans next. And so I showed up to the New Orleans airport. There's a stretch limo waiting to take me to the place. I get into the stretch limo, which I don't know why they did that. I probably took somebody else's. But they take me to the convention center, and that thing's really long. Non-hyperbole, it's 3/4 of a mile to walk. Maybe. Easily. But I love it, too, because some of these places are just labyrinthian. This one's just a straight line. And what I love, too, is we had pretty big lines there. And you could just send people back 1/4 of a mile in a straight line. It was so easy for crowd control. I just wanted to let y'all know that. New Orleans, easy crowd control. And also Koshan I used to go to all the time. I loved it. Great restaurant.
New Orleans, Louisiana. Come for the easy crowd control. Stay for the po' boys.
But that's the best. Like, you didn't have to. You just sent people down a line. Okay, where's the line at? Right there. Beautiful. But when you have to walk to the Starbucks, which is like 3/4 of a mile away, that was a bit of a pain. Got a lot of steps. Just wanted to point that out. Also, did you guys feel like the 2 F-bombs in this scene? Huge and Emma both dropped some F-bombs. I guess I like that, but they didn't.
I'm not a fan. I had this problem with, I think we talked about it on Deep Blue Sea 2, but like off air, where there were just a lot of scattered swears throughout that just seemed for the sake of it rather than scripted, just kind of almost like improv, but just like someone bangs on over, go. And there's just a couple here where I didn't need it. Maybe if it added to the realism, I guess, of like this character would swear now. She's just been attacked by a shark, or like she's bleeding. The other guy's gonna swear. God damn! But I notice it because it's a film, and in scripts they tend to try and minimise the F. I like when a film has a solid. This is the F bomb. This is the one. it's saved for this scene. It's saved for the Hugh Jackman cameo in X-Men First Class.
Tell me why I was thinking that exact.
Because it's the best one.
It really is.
I love in Convention Center, the movie, when this person goes, "The line control in New Orleans is effing amazing."
They're like, sure is, but have you had these po' boys?
There's like 3 of them in their arm.
They had to debate whether they were going to say the line control is effing amazing or the po' boys are effing amazing. They had to make that decision. They couldn't. They had one. They had one. They could go here or here, and they had to make that choice. I like that when that choice is made, and it felt like we already had 2 and we're 1 scene in. It means nothing now. They're worthless.
What about this? Okay, man, the line control in New Orleans is amazing, and so are these po' boys. And so are these Sazeracs, and so are these effing beignets. Like the 4th person.
What was the 3rd thing? A Sazerac?
Sazerac.
What is
nice
is this?
Alcoholic beverage with some whiskey. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Fine. I know of beignets. They're like donut type things.
But just a 4th person in the middle, and like who shouldn't even be part of the
Just
conversation.
walking past.
Paul Giamatti.
You beat me to it.
And he says Beignet Dust all over his face, a.k.a. sugar. Beignet Dust!
This is your bread shop all over again, isn't it?
It's not like people would think crumbs.
Jay has heard about this, but on a Con Air episode, I called the bakery a bread store.
Oh, yeah.
Well, I'm glad you got my back on that one because I don't know, the F-bomb felt a little necessary. And I gotta say also, I love the production design in their workstation.
Oh,
they had a nice, I dug the little shark that Spin had. I like Spin, and I like Maya a lot. I like when she says Nemo. She's just cheeky, and she's watching the AI. And I also like that Dr. Emma Collins is a pretty tough boss. Mm-hmm. She expects a lot out of these 2. I dig it. Like, just do your work. Get it done.
Well, it's a small team, so I mean everyone has to pull their weight. Yeah, but I like Spin's little dancing shark toy. That's fun.
Yeah, I like knickknacks. So.
Yeah. Oh yeah, tchotchkes.
That's the word. I was trying to think of the word.
What's better, knickknacks or tchotchkes?
Knickknacks are a brand of crisps, here.
Are tchotchkes? Are there tchotchke crisps?
No, as far as I know, I've never eaten a tchotchke. But I've had some ribby saucy knickknacks.
James Bond character.
Yes. Knickknack, Tabasco. Yeah.
I'm still going tchotchkes because I don't know how to spell it.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. Tchotchkes is better just because knickknacks means other things, whereas tchotchkes can only be tchotchkes.
Ooh, all right.
But the tchotchke work in here, it feels real. This is and it's lit well. I don't know. Listen, Deep Blue Sea 2's fine, but that empty kitchen scene,
yeah.
I mean, with Daniel and Leslie, and then you watch this one with a fully built out, fully fleshed out room. I don't know. I think it's cool. And
yeah.
I mean, yeah, they dressed it really well. Production designer Franz Lewis is back from, he also did Deep Blue Sea 2. But I think the work on this one is just so much more, I like it a lot more. Maybe because they're out in the open. They don't have to worry about flooding tanks all the time because that's expensive and time consuming. They didn't have to flood everything every day with recycled water. And this one they just use Evian.
Yeah, this set feels lived in.
Tell me why I was just about to say that. It feels it does.
Because
like
you and I spend too much time talking to each other.
It does absolutely feel, and it honestly feels like one of those things where if you said to the actors, "Hey, can you find me this?" they would know immediately where to go to. They wouldn't fumble around. They would go, "Boom, this is where it is right here." They would just know as if they truly lived there.
It looks, and then in the background you have the walkie-talkies that are charging. Even the AI, the Triton that they showed that Maya was watching, that looked cool. It looked neat. The AI that she was watching, I thought that was an interesting shot. So everything about it in these first 10 minutes. We didn't even want to cover this. We didn't even know if we were going to cover these movies. And then I watched this, and it was just so refreshing after these two, kind of drenched in sunlight, different cast. In the second one, everyone's fighting right off the bat. In the first one, you have people sort of fighting as well. Like, they're just not fighting, but there's secrets, there's lies. and then you get this tight-knit family, and someone kind of comes into it and attacks it. So then you have the sharks as antagonists, you have other antagonists. I like it. And we meet them for a little bit. We meet Lucas Slater.
Does he have a surname?
No, but that'd be funny if it was Lucas.
I was going to
Slater.
say you just adding that.
Go on.
Yeah. Or it could be Slater Lucas.
Ooh.
Which one's better, Lucas Slater or Slater Lucas?
Well, let's find out.
Oh, here we go.
Hey, who's the new kid? Oh, the one that just transferred over from Cool Kid High School, Slater Lucas.
Ooh.
Okay.
Now say it again, and I'll show you why this way is worse. You go it again.
Same way?
No, the alternative way.
Other way? All right, we're going to lose. Okay. Hey, who's the new kid? Oh, the one that just transferred in from Cool Kid High School? Lucas Slater?
Oh, sorry, did you say Lucas later? Or Luca Slater? Or Lucas Slater? I can't... There's two S's, they just run together. I can't tell what you said.
Yeah, Lucas Slater.
Yeah, what did you say?
Is that one name?
What is their name?
Right, Lucas Slater.
Exactly. See,
Lucas
this is why it's worse.
Oh. This is like in Being There with Chauncey Gardner.
Sure. That's references lost on me, but I'm going to support you.
You've never watched Being There?
It's on my list.
I've never heard Being There.
Peter Sellers?
I know of
directed?
Being There. I want to watch it.
Oscar. I got the Criterion Blu-ray. Megan and I watched it the other day, and it's one of my favorite all-time films. Peter
Hal
Sellers.
Ashby is a big blind spot for me.
Same.
You should watch it. It is wonderful. But you have a guy named Chance the Gardener, and he takes a sip of whiskey, and he's all coughing, and then he says his name, Chauncey Gardner. And so they think his name's Chancey Gardner, not just Chance the Gardener.
See, I was thinking of Frasier when I think Niles and Daphne are trying to name their kid, and they go with Jack. Then it's Jack Crane. Jack Crane. Because you have that hard KK sound together, and so they don't pick that.
Oh, so Lucas Slater.
Yeah, that's
Slater.
always stuck with me. So.
I think Slater Lucas sounds pretty cool.
Yeah, that's the name I would pick of the options. So Lucas is his surname. Please and thank you. Done and done.
Yeah. Definitely wears a leather jacket.
Yes, but I like.
So you have to...
So we see him. We see Richard. Is it Richard? Yeah, we'll deal with them more on other chapters. They're in it a lot. But there's three other guys on the boat. They also crop up later in the film as well. But I just like that these guys are on a mission. They're out hunting these other sharks, and these three other guys, they are just looking over the side. They got harpoons. They got binoculars. They're out hunting, and I appreciate that they're still acting, despite not being the focus of the scene. They're just out hunting.
I love a good background act.
Yeah. And we get the Bella dummy from Deep Sea 2. She's back. It's the same one.
And it looks great.
Yeah. Still scarred.
I'm so bummed out, though. I feel bad for Bella stuck in those ropes. I got to say, though, I love your talk about extras, because I dealt with extras for years on film sets. And there are some gnarly extras when you watch movies. They take you right out of it. But these guys definitely don't. I dig it. They were Steve McQueen in their background work.
Yeah, there's one guy who he's like got the binoculars half raised. He sees something in the distance. He raises them up all the way. He's thought about it. That's how you use binoculars. Bear in mind, that's what he's doing. He's got the binoculars like kind of at chest level. He sees something in the distance. He raises them up to look through them to try and see what's out there. He's like scouting around without binoculars. Then he uses binoculars when he thinks he sees something.
That's
do.
Good. That's good binocular usage.
Yeah.
Wow. It's like binocular 101.
Yeah.
Or 201 at that point.
Yeah,
that's advanced binoculars.
That's at least 102.
You probably got to think about how to focus them first.
Yeah, because it depends on how far away is what he thinks he's seen.
You got to make sure that no one pulls stunts and puts like little black circles in them, so when you put them to your eyes.
Yeah. This is a
film.
Makes you wonder.
There are binocular flasks too.
There are, yes, I've seen them. They do exist.
In case your eyes get thirsty. Filled with Visine.
That'd be funny, though, if the guy in the background just opens up his binoculars and starts drinking from it, just in deep background. Pogue doesn't notice it.
That would be great. Now, my biggest problem with this chapter, I say it's great film, love the chapter and everything in it, but the name of the site, when Dr. McCollins kind of signs off in the video chat, she says, and we are Waterblog, is the name of this operation. That's such a day one name for anything.
Waterblog.
Yeah.
It sounds like a villain in a Nintendo game.
Right.
Water blog.
Like Mario has to fight the water blog.
But not even the final villain. That's like level 2.